Hello and welcome to today's episode of the Untold with me, your host Abdullah Al-Hindiani. For today's episode, we have a multi-talented individual, Saleh Safar, who's a engineer, who's also a jewelry designer and a fencing coach. He is multi-talented, like I said. It's going to be very interesting to talk to him, ask him about the branches, but basically going through so many different paths and finding himself where he is right now. So with that in mind, stay tuned until after the break. And we're back with Saleh Safar, who is a multi-talented individual. And I'd like to first welcome you on the show. Welcome on The Untold.
Thank you. Thank you for hosting me today here. And I'm pleased to be here at the show. Briefly, I'd like to thank everyone who invited me to be a guest here.
Well, thank you. You are in a very kind of unique position where you have your hands in three fields, and all of them, I would say, are kind of different from one another, right? You are in fencing, you are in jewelry, you're also an engineer. Yeah. So how did that all come along, right?
It is a part of a journey, I would say. I've selected, I selected one of them, and the rest came along on the way.
Yeah.
Came along. Let's say I would like to start from engineering, and engineering was a little bit unique. Let's say I decided from high school I want to travel outside, and my first ambition was to be a pharmacist. No, it was never to be an engineer.
Yeah.
And from there, I selected what I wanted, and never got accepted in as a pharmacist.
Yeah.
Then, what was my second option? Go to be an engineer. So I went to be an engineer, finished my degree, stayed in Australia for a while, and for that was just as I go. The only thing I picked up and I selected myself was fencing, actually, becoming a coach.
Yeah.
It came about when I was 7, and my elder brother is a fencer, who is part of Kuwait, who is part of Kuwait national team. Then I came along to practice sessions, trainings, and decided, this is something I like and I like to pick up. So I started training. Got training until the age of 13, stopped for 2 years, then back at the age of 15. Then at the age 17, I said, okay, now it's time to study abroad.
Yeah.
So the first thing I looked up was not which university I want to go to. I looked up, does this university has a fencing club or not?
Oh, okay.
Yes. So I picked up the university. It was Sunburn University in Australia. And I looked up which closest club were nearby. And I found a great club, which helped me integrate into the Australian community. From there, gradually, I shifted my interest from being an athlete to a coach. And
That's fencing.
Yeah, that's fencing.
Yeah.
And engineering-wise, I was, it's just something I wanted to study. I didn't want to study, actually. I wanted to get a degree to pay for myself, to get a salary, to go through the life as a normal person can do. And then jewelry, and that's a big story. Jewelry, I had good interest in gems, precious gems.
Oh,
so like diamonds, emeralds, sapphires. So I started looking up all these kind of things, and then I noticed that I have a good eye for designs.
Oh, mashallah.
So I started doing my own sketches gradually on notebooks, and then I'd go, okay, I can integrate some of my engineering skills to come across. So I started doing the design in a method where it's very measured and calculated, and from there, then I said, okay, what can I do next? So I moved from designing on paper and drawing on sketches to actually doing it on 3D.
Oh, mashallah.
So I took it to 3D modeling.
Yeah.
Then after I took it to 3D modeling, I said, okay, now I'm in a good level. I wanted to go see if actually I can sell them.
Yeah.
Basically. Then I go, okay. So I sold my first model, got interest from a few clients, then it kicked off. Yeah.
Yeah. And honestly, what's so fascinating about your journey, I would say, is how all of these kind of things, even though in the beginning it felt they are so disconnected, but once you shared your journey, they actually feel so connected, right?
Yeah.
Because you were into fencing as a child, and then you grow into that hobby, and then as with all, kind of people, you stop and look for something that can bring you money, and then you into engineering, but you picked something specifically that has a fencing, program in it, and then in your engineering place you transition that to work on your jewelry kind of, line of work. So all of these things, I like how they're intertwined and connected to each other. That's a very fascinating kind of story.
In general perspective, these three fields are quite different.
Yeah.
They don't have any similarities, any kind of connection, but I can say they integrate into each other very well.
Yeah.
I brought some skills cross from engineering to jewelry designing, from engineering actually to fencing.
Yeah.
One of the trade that I like to use quite often when I'm coaching is analyzing my opponents or the other teams.
Yeah.
So from engineering, I picked up how to analyze data, how to read the data, what's happening in the data
field.
field.
Very scientific approach to athleticism.
Yeah. Even in my coaching methodology is that I coach basically in a very scientific way.
Yeah.
I'll give you a quick example about how I coach. There's three methods of teaching.
Okay.
You can feed spoon someone. It's called spoon feeding. You can teach them how to discover something, and you can give them a path in between that you feed them some information, but you let them discover the rest. The best way to learn for someone to learn is that they discover the method themselves.
Yeah.
They will have ownership of the discovery. When they have ownership of the discovery or of what they did and how they did it, they will never forget how they got there.
Yeah.
So they will remember exactly the steps or how they achieved this technique or how they achieved this point. They will never forget it. The next time you ask them to repeat it or do it again, it will automatically get there.
Yeah.
Okay. But you tell me, but this is just science and paper and fact. I'll give you an example in real life, and you see it every day. When you walk into your house, if you have kids, you will see your kids mimicking you and how you walk, or mimicking his cousin how he walks, or he picks up a word from his cousin saying, for example, car. The way he says it, they will be exactly the same.
Yeah.
This is called mirror neurons. Mirror neurons is something that integrates in our physiology that help us integrate, help us learn. So that's the way I teach fencing.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So I teach by discovery. So I will not talk during my classes much. I will move with you more.
Yeah.
Get you to move. Then you will learn the methodology. And I'll get you an example, show you a video, try to copy this, mimic this. After a while, gradually, you'll become a good fencer.
Yeah. It's like you're building muscle memory.
Okay, this is terminology, it's used very often.
Yeah.
And scientifically it's there, but not yet. Not yet. Yeah.
This reminds me of something, because I think the last time I took a math class, maybe it was 15 years ago.
Yes.
But because, like you said, if you're solving them yourself, I can still remember how to do all those equations. And I think that's kind of where you were going there. If they're trying to solve their opponent, or they're trying to solve their approach to fencing, it's gonna stick right there more.
You're exactly on point there.
Yeah.
When someone discover this method or learn how to do math problem by themselves, or see someone who can do them well, after a while you ask them to do it, they will do it.
Yeah.
This is how you learn. This is a well-known system called a shadowing system in sport. You get someone to do something and you get someone to sit next to them. Just sit next to them, not talking, not feeding them information, just sitting next to them. After a while, if you ask this person who's sitting next to the master, they will eventually know the information. They can tell you the information. They will be able to do the task, but not as good, but it is there.
This highlights something I've seen from watching boxers, because I know that a lot of boxers, they would play the tape of their opponents, and then they would actually sit next to the television screen and they would try to mimic, their fighting stances, and to basically shadow them, like you said. Yeah.
Yes. Shadowing is well known technique in boxing, in all martial arts. You can see that. They do it very often. Let me ask you something. Let me.
Yeah, you be the host.
I will be the host with you here for a minute. What do you think if you have a skill that you cannot transfer from for example, from your being an interviewer to your other daily lives? What skill do you like to do to transfer?
Well, honestly, because in my day-to-day life, I'm not a talker, so I don't know how to transfer the skill of talking in this persona as a TV host
Yes.
and bring it back home, right? Or bring it back to the gathering with friends, because I'm very quiet kind of person. So this is kind of, there's a very differentiating element between me on camera and then me off camera.
Okay, so it's for you to bring that skill across
Yeah.
is for you to mimic someone. Who do you like to mimic? Just give an example.
Honestly, since we've mentioned boxing, I think the person I'd like to mimic the most is Muhammad Ali,
Yeah,
especially when, in his off-ring, personality. Yeah.
Then just when you're in your friend setting there, just go imagine Muhammad Ali and go, and then you'll get there. Eventually, you'll be able to talk and walk and eat exactly the same way he does.
Oh, this it reminds me of a quote. I think it says, dress for the job you want it to be, not for the job you have.
Yeah, correctly.
Which is kind of, in the same ballpark.
Yeah, they integrate well. This what we're talking about integrate well exactly of this saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I want to ask you, because all three, branches that we talked about kind of took a very large, place within your journey. But if you were to pick one of them that you favor against the other, what would it be?
Something for the soul, something for the mind, something for the heart, they say.
Yeah.
And if I go for something for the soul, I will say fencing. If something for the mind, I will say engineering. Something for the heart, I will say jewelry. But if you put me in this corner, in this box, I will go for fencing, for sure.
Fencing?
Yes.
Yeah, it's the childhood sweetheart.
Yes.
Yeah.
It is my buddy from childhood.
Yeah.
I carried it with me for quite a long time. And it is very dear to my heart.
Yeah.
And I will never quit, even if though I pushed away or been hassled away from it, but I will still stick around.
Yeah. And is it because I'm not very aware with fencing, is the intricacies of this sport.
Yeah.
Is it very taxing on the body? Like, can you still play it as you grow older, or is it something you have to take more precautions with?
Let me put the frame for you. We can take people from the age of 5 until whenever you want.
Yeah.
But if you want to compete as an athlete, the average age for fencers is between 28 to 29.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So the averaging age is for people to quit or stop fencing is 29, 28.
Yeah.
But I know fencers who are 36, 63. I actually coach a veteran. She's well achieved.
Yeah.
And her age at the time I was coaching her was 65.
MashaAllah.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
that's very. It's more than encouraging.
Yes.
That's very motivational.
Yeah. The sport of fencing is very welcoming. There is no age limitation. There's no gap.
Is there a risk of injury in it, or?
Quite often people believe that fencing is a high in the rank in injuries.
Oh.
But actually, it is less than contact sport like football
Okay.
and rugby.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So it's fairly safe to get into and practice.
And in practice, we wear special clothes that very protecting or protective. It can take a hit about 800 newtons, which is roughly translate to, if I'm not mistaken, is 1 kilogram, 2 kilogram punch.
Oh, mashallah.
Yeah.
I mean, because I think for a lot of people who have seen fencing, they've seen the Olympic, coverage of fencing. So I think all of us are familiar with the sport from fencing. And when you look at it as a viewer, it doesn't look as prone injury as the way you described it, but people can get hurt in it, right?
Sport of fencing has its own regulation.
Yeah.
It's developed the regulation for safety and health a long time ago. We in fencing, I cannot exactly remember the year, we had a major injury where a fencer got injured on the strip, and since then it's well-known fencer actually, and he was world championship from USSR, Samironov. He got injured on the strip. His injury was fatal. And since then we have very strict testing system for the equipment, the gear you're wearing, what weapon you are using.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, that's really assuring to know. And we are going to dive into, I would say, the jewelry more after we come back, but we're just going to have to take a very quick break, and we'll come right back after it. And we're back, and I want to talk to you about the jewelry process because I think, in terms of jewelry and the whole process of its creation is something that not a lot of people know about. So, how has that process come along, right? What is the A to Z on that one?
Okay, this is a very interesting question for me. To give you a clear view about this, there's clear stages. One is design stage, production stage, and finishing stage.
Okay.
First design stage is I usually, because I do unique pieces. What I do is they're very specific. They are very limited, one of one. So I will not do more than one piece the same.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So the process goes like this. I will sit with the client, whoever wants to order the piece, and we will sketch. I will ask him a few questions. What's your date of birth? What's your area? What's your background? What do you like? What do you dislike? What's your job? A few personal questions. So this is my formula. Then I put it together. Then I start sketching. So the sketch, from this answer, I will get a draft of what you like or you don't like. And I will produce for you 4 different models from there. And you can decide which one you like. After that, I will go for the engineering part of it. I will take the model, measure it, decide how much the weight will be, what stones are most likely you want to fit. For example, if you are a Leo, I will choose a ruby for your birthstone.
And so if your client comes along, the design itself, like if you want to put numbers on it, like what's the percentage that design is your, kind of thoughts and your vision, and it's a client, like what's the percentage?
It is 100% clients.
Oh, so
yes,
you're basically like, tell me what you want and then
I'll go for it. But then there's small details. I'll put my own touches.
Yeah.
For example, the way the stone is setting, the way the stone is cut, what's the polish on it? Is it clear polish, glossy polish, high polish?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And so your work, and I'm just gonna read the question from this one because I have no idea if I'm gonna mispronounce it.
Yeah, go for
it. It has CAD designs. Is that
so CAD design?
CAD designs.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what is that? What is that?
So CAD design is a computer program, software actually, that's helped me design the jewelry in a 3D model.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So the concept is
it's a tool.
It's a tool.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's what I get is if I drew, for example, a pendant on the paper, it's a 2D pendant. Yeah. I'll go on the CAD program, put the measurement, decide what's the weight, what's the thickness, what's the depth, what's the height, what's the width of the pendant, whatever jewelry I'm designing. And the CAD helped me create a structure, a 3D structure for it, so I can model it to the client. Okay. So the client will see it in 2D, then we'll see it in 3D model, and he can decide, okay, I want to fix this part. I do not like how you drew.
So they're visualizing the thing actually in real time instead of wasting time building something they want to tweak.
Yeah. So what's an advantage of what I'm doing to other kind of jewelry designers is I give you the sense of how it would look at the finish.
Yeah.
If you don't like the smallest detail on it, if you don't like how your gem is set or how is the curve of the ring you don't like, I can change it. I literally can tweak it to the endless ways that you cannot imagine.
Oh, so there's a lot of fluidity with it.
Yeah. Flexibility.
Flexibility. Yeah. And so in terms of the creative process, what's your favorite part of this entire process? Like you mentioned 3 stages from A to all the way to the end. What is your favorite part where you're like, okay, I'm finally glad we're here?
My favorite part is then when I draw something and I actually spend some time on it.
Oh, so it's the very first initial stages.
Yeah. The visual stage for me, where I spend, maybe I will not sketch for 2 or 3 days, but I'm thinking about it. This is the process of thinking about it. Getting it on the paper this is phenomenal for me.
Yeah.
This is where I extremely happy to be when I get to finish.
Because this is where your artistic side is, coming along.
My creative side comes out.
Yeah. And so, in all of the custom pieces and designs that you've made, can we put you on the spot and tell you which one is the favorite or which one means the more to you?
Oof. I have designed maybe over 100 designs, and to pinpoint one of them, just give me a second. Let's let me have a quick glimpse. The latest one actually I designed.
The latest one?
Yeah. Actually, the latest one I've designed is a Leo. It's a lion. Okay. It's a approach. Actually, it's about 6 to 4 centimeters. It's very small. It was very special for a very special person. And that piece is very intriguing. The reason it's intriguing and this is very attractive is the amount of detail I put in.
Oh.
You can see the manner, the lion hair, how it's the waves. Yeah. The detail of the eyes, the eyebrows.
MashaAllah.
You can see the nose details. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that's because it's your latest piece is always the one that has all of your experience, right? All summarized in it, painted in a big bucket, and this is the bucket.
Yeah. The last piece usually is you have all of your experience from the last pieces and all the knowledge you got and how you can make it not better than the last one. And I cannot say perfect because perfect never exists in jewelry.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of jewelry that goes way higher in value, not even just money value, but like sentimental value for their imperfections. So chasing perfection is not always the right path.
Jewelry is never, I always say this always to my client, you will never get a perfect piece.
Yeah.
The perfect piece is how you view the jewelry piece, is what's the connection, what's the emotional connection, how is it sentimental, why do you wanted that piece? It's the memory that you engrave with this piece.
Yeah, and mashallah, we've spoken so much about your 3 kind of, I would say, passions, but what's next for you, right? Is there something you want to pursue?
Pursuing something new is usually you put me on the spot here.
Yeah, that's the untold ingredient.
The part I want to do now and I want to go for is being in a TV host.
Oh,
yeah, exactly where you're sitting right now.
Well, I mean, you've been a great guest so far, so I'm sure you are going to be a great host as well.
The reason I want to be a host is that I have a message for people to learn, and I like teaching people. One of the great things I like about coaching is teaching. Yeah. Is the moment of seeing the glimpse of in the kids or the adult or participant learning something new. This is very joyful for me. This is what makes me click and wants to coach more.
Yeah.
And educating people about certain field of area like jewelry and what to buy, what not to buy, what's the value of this, why you should invest in gold, maybe for example, why you should invest in silver, why should you design some piece just for yourself, why you should fence.
Yeah,
this is what I want to do next, is to be a TV host, to be a podcaster, to create an educational channel for people to learn about fencing, to learn about jewelry, to teach people the experience I have, to pass experience.
Honestly,
sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say it's very commendable and admirable that your next passion is basically helping people, right? I think that speaks highly of the type of character and the type of personality that you have, so honestly, major kudos to you.
Jeez, thank you. I appreciate your support here. Hopefully we will get to that point. But please do not hold me to that, what I have said. Maybe we'll not go through it. Depends on the circumstances.
If I can give you one tip, if you're trying to pursue hosting, is just go with the flow. I think that's the best amount of advice that a lot of people can say in all kind of field. Just go with the flow.
Yeah. You give me an example. It reminds me of Jack Chan. Jack Chan or Bruce Lee, actually. He said, be water, do not be the glass.
Yeah, when he was having the water. So
yeah. So I'll try to be the water here.
I mean, hopefully, it's a good kind of water. So we do welcome you and in the addition of joining the whole broadcasting team. So hopefully we see more of you.
Cheers, thank you. I would like to be part of your team.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Circling back, to the main topic of this episode, is basically having passion in a lot of branches.
Yeah.
For people who also have passions in different branches, but they keep hearing people, naysayers saying, no, just choose one. What would you say is the approach to it? Should they pursue what they love, even if it's in multiple kind of places, or focus on one, the other, then the other, then the other?
Okay. A long time ago, I learned something called prioritizing. Very early at 17 years old, when I first moved to Australia, is I learned to move my priorities and what time, where should I shift. For example, I will focus on coaching when I'm there. I will focus coaching when I'm there from 4 o'clock to 6 o'clock. I'm there. I will focus on that. I will never have any other thoughts except for fencing. In the morning, I'm an engineer. From 7 to 2 o'clock, I'm an engineer.
Yeah.
I'll be an engineer. I'll always have my limits, where to spend my time, where to put the brackets, and how to organize it. To organize it. For jewelry design, it's very creative and it's very time consuming, but I restrict myself to having 3 to 4 hours maximum a day if I have to do something. After that, I'll leave it. I'll leave the pen. I'll go out, read. What I'm trying to bring across here is that you are the master of your time.
Yeah.
Decide what you want to do. Put the time restriction. Doesn't matter if it takes 2 weeks to achieve something. Doesn't matter if it takes a year.
Yeah.
Put a goal, work toward it, and go there. Never hear someone saying, please stop, don't try. Do not pay attention to them. The reason you should not pay attention to them, they have not gone through the experience. Yes, people will fail, and failure is part of learning.
It's part of the process.
Part of the process, yes. If you say, I'm going to give up after the first time I fail, you're going to fail.
Yeah.
You're going to keep failing. Nobody will succeed from the first time. I have entered 3-4 business adventures. I lost 4 of them.
Oh, mashallah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I lost money and I can back up. Okay, what's wrong with that?
You stood back up every single time.
You can make money. You can make money anytime you want. But the reason why I'm trying to say here is you fail, take it as a learning experience, build from that experience. What did you learn? Okay, do not waste money, for example. Do not waste money on rent.
Yeah.
Waste on learning computer program. Okay, I'll go there. Do not waste money on buying some product from China. I can make it here.
Yeah.
Whatever you are, whatever field you're in, just learn how to do it.
Yeah.
Key word here is learning.
Learn. Consistency.
Consistency and learning. Yeah. Keep learning.
Yeah.
You're never a master. You're always a student. Just remember this. You're never a master. You're always a student.
Yeah.
Yeah. And from there, this is my advice for anyone who wants to be anywhere in their life. Keep learning.
Yeah, and honestly, and we have ran out of time, so I do want to leave it on one final note that kind of goes back to what you were saying, because it reminded me of that, motivational speech from Rocky, of all people, where he's talking to his kid, he's yelling to him, and he says, it doesn't matter how many times you get knocked down, it's only once you get back up, that's where it counts. And I think that's kind of the key, is that with each failure, if you stop at the failure, you're going to be a failure. But if you stood back up, you go right back to it, you go back in front, you're going to be a success eventually.
Keep getting back on your feet. Get up, do it again.
Thank you. That was very well said, Saleh. And I do want to thank you for joining us, sitting with us on the Untold. But like I said, that was all the time we've had. But thank you again.
Thank you very much for having me today. And I'm pleased to be here today.
Thank you. Unfortunately, that was all of the time for the conversation segment of the Untold. But catch us on the break after this one. Unfortunately, that was all of the time we've had for today's episode of The Untold. Saleh Safar was a great individual. He was a multi-talented person. It was really fun to talk with him, right? We've gone through, the layers of his work, his passion as a fencing player when his early childhood, and then going to engineering school, and finally pursuing jewelry as a designer. All multifaceted kind of layers, and hopefully we can see more of him if we tune in on his social medias and just basically follow him, because he's a very talented individual. Again, it was very entertaining to talk with him, but unfortunately that was all the time we've had. And until next time, goodbye for now.